Game shows in prime time continue to be a popular programming strategy, especially with the strikes going on in 2023. Let's talk about two new ones on CBS this season, Loteria Loca and Raid the Cage. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It, and welcome to my game show reviews for two new programs on CBS this fall. Raid the Cage, which airs on Fridays, and Loteria Loca, that airs on Mondays. I think currently it's at 9, but it will be moving to 8 o'clock in a few weeks. But both of these brand new to CBS, and yeah, I mean, look, ABC has sort of cornered the market lately on game show remakes. You know, they have the Pyramid, Press Your Luck, Family Feud celebrity version with Steve Harvey. They had Match Game on for a while with Alec Baldwin. They did Card Shark. So ABC kind of has that area locked up in terms of, you know, plunging old game shows. But CBS has had some success with putting the Price is Right episodes on at night with like bigger prizes. They're going to be doing Let's Make a Deal primetime as well this season. I don't know if that is new for this year or not. But yeah, obviously with the writer strike and the actor strike, a lot of the regular programming on networks for the fall has been moved to mid-season or, you know, in some cases indefinitely. The actor strike's still going on. So game shows have sort of made a bit of a return. There's been several new ones popping up, and I've reviewed a couple of them, but here we have two on CBS. Before we launch into the specifics of these programs, let me welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We do movie and TV reviews here on the channel, and I've done several game show reviews this year. Lingo, which is another CBS one. I just did Snake Oil a couple of weeks ago with David Spade over on Fox. I love a good game show, and sometimes, you know, we get a real winner, sometimes maybe not so much. But here I think we might have one of each. You know, I think one of these is pretty solid. One of them maybe I feel less so about. But let's get into it. We'll start with Loteria Loca. This one actually has more episodes in the can because it started a few weeks earlier than Raid the Cage. So I was able to watch the first 3 episodes of this. And this is hosted by Jaime Camille. And Sheila E. Is a very, very famous percussionist. She had, you know, a few hits of her own in the 80s, but she's been kind of a hired hand for a lot of, you know, Latina-flavored music over the years, and she serves as the band leader here. There is a live band that plays along with this show. This show is kind of a party. So it's basically bingo in certain, you know, senses of the word, but it's based on the Mexican game of chance, Loteria. And basically that's, you know, lottery, and it's a sort of play on bingo, you know, as we know it here in America. And basically in each episode there are 2 contestants, each have Loteria cards, and, you know, there's 9 symbols on each, 9 different symbols, but there are 15 possible symbols. So each person, you know, picks a number, and then there's a symbol behind it and a cash prize associated with it as well. Whichever contestant has it on their card, you know, they will get that, you know, taken off their card or whatever, but only the person whose turn it is gets that money behind. And then if you score 2 Loterias on your card, then you go to the bonus round, which is sort of a souped-up version. And then that's where the stakes kind of get crazy, and you can choose to walk if you want to after every Loteria, because there is, you know, some skulls on the board. If you get too many of those, you're out and you lose. I don't know if you lose everything or if you just lose half your money. I forget. But in any event, so that is on Mondays on CBS. So we'll talk about this in full here before we move on to Raid the Cage. So this show is a lot of fun. I mean, this is a party show. Jaime is a very good host. I'm unfamiliar with him. I don't know if he is is he a famous actor or something in Mexico? I don't know. Okay, so he was in Jane the Virgin. Okay, so I guess I watched maybe 2 seasons of Jane the Virgin, so maybe I have seen him in that. And he's got some Critics' Choice nominations for that. Good for him. But yeah, okay, it looks like he's done a few Spanish dub versions of American movies like B Movie and Open Season. That's pretty fun. And The Secret Life of Pets. But all right, so for the most part, I don't really recognize him, though. But he is a really fun host. He's clearly having a blast with this show. Here's an example, though, of a show that I feel like wastes a bit of time. They have the contestants say, "Oh, I'm going to pick, oh, I have 4 kids at home, and their names are this, this, and this. So I'm going to pick card number 4." And it's like, okay, we just say the number. They did that on Deal or No Deal a lot. They would really stretch, "Oh, well, my dad's birthday is on the 23rd, so I'll pick the 23rd." All right, it's the ninth number you've picked. It's not like it's, top of mind for you. So, there's a little bit of that here. It's to be expected with a show like this. My biggest gripe really about the show is it's almost entirely luck based. They do have like these Loteria challenges or Loca challenges. I forget what they call it, but where, if you get that card, then you have to do, usually it's like a trivia thing or something. The questions are fairly easy, but it's a good way to sort of build up your bank. But that's really the only kind of like trivia or, non-luck based sort of part of the show. So that's definitely a bit of a negative for me. It's almost entirely luck based. But that being said, it's a lot of fun to watch. The game itself, is a good time. It is a little bit like Deal or No Deal, where they're just, okay, I'm randomly picking this thing and hopefully it works in my favor. Maybe it won't. And a Deal or No Deal, of course, then you go to the bank every few choices and, oh, do you want to take the deal? So that's sort of the part that's not really luck. You decide what you want to do. Here, it's almost entirely luck. And then when you get to the final, that's when the Deal or No Deal thing kicks in, where you can choose to go home or not. And they do that on Millionaire. That's a pretty common game show technique, obviously. But in that way, oh, okay, I can keep my winnings, or maybe they'll be cut in half, or whatever it is. But look, this is a lot of fun to watch. If you want to just kind of watch something that's a bit mindless, and I just say that because it's so luck based. You're just choosing numbers and hope that they appear on your card in the order that you need them to. But Jaime is a great host, and Sheila E., great band leader. I meant to look this up before I started the video, but she used to be the band leader for a late night talk show, and it wasn't like one of the major ones. Like, I don't think it was like Arsenio Hall or anything, but I forget what show it was, but she ran that for many years. Was it maybe, I forget. Anyway, I don't think it was Dennis Miller either, but it was one, from a while ago. But she's a very, very talented person, and she does a great job, when the band needs to do something, or kind of kill time between rounds or whatever it is. So it's a lot of fun to watch. A little too luck based for me. I leave Loteria Loca with a B+. All right, then you've got Raid the Cage, and like I said, there's maybe one of these that I like a lot. The other one, maybe less so. So this is hosted by Damon Wayans Jr. and Jenny May, or Mai. I think it's Mai. And this is based on an Israeli TV concept and a game show there. Basically, 2 teams of 2 people each compete to earn time in this big cage full of prizes, and they earn that time with one person, the gabber, answering trivia questions, and the other one, the grabber, then has 30 seconds, 40 seconds, whatever they earn from the trivia, to take prizes out of that cage. And then at the end of, I think it's 2 rounds, whoever's prizes are worth the most money gets to keep those prizes, and then moves on to the big raid or whatever. And it's not necessarily, well, it is trivia questions, but basically there's like a theme, and there's like 15 answers or whatever below, and each one corresponds to something. So Damon Wayans Jr. will start asking, rapid fire questions, and you can say, okay, it's this, and if you're wrong, you can still guess that thing again later, but that question goes away and you don't bank that time or whatever. So this is okay. Like, I don't necessarily dislike it. Damon Wayans Jr. is a good host. He's clearly having a lot of fun as well. But I don't love that you don't win any cash on this show. It's all prizes. So, unless you want a kayak and a diamond brooch and a trip to, Bora Bora or whatever, this is not the show you want to come to win money. And look, it's a little reminiscent of those other CBS game shows I mentioned, The Price is Right and let's make a deal in that, yeah, on occasion you'll win cash on those shows, but usually it's some sort of prize, especially Price is Right, a new dining room set, whatever. And it's my understanding that you can, if you don't want the prize itself, you can get, not, I don't think it's 100% of like the cash equivalent, but you can get like some cash instead of the prize. I imagine that's what most of the people do on this show, unless there's something really specific that they need. But it reminded me a little bit of, if you're as old as me, you'll remember this, when Wheel of Fortune had, at the end of each like round or whatever, they spun you around and you could look at the prize room or whatever, and oh yeah, great, I want that ceramic dog for $7,800 or whatever it is. It reminded me a little bit of that, where it's like, you better hope that you want these prizes that are in the cage. There's clearly a little bit more know-how involved in this than there is in Loteria Loca, but I'm not sure that this one is as fun to watch. The rating of the cage is okay, and if you don't make it out, the doors close, before the time limit, you lose all the prizes. That can kind of be fun, I guess, to watch people kind of muddle through that. But the trivia questions are really, really easy. They're quite dumbed down. And I think the point is they're in rapid fire succession, so you have to be kind of quick on your feet as a contestant. But to us watching at home, it's like, oh, really? What breakfast cereal has, is magically delicious? It's like, okay, that's pretty basic stuff. So the questions here, not quite as hard as I would like in a game show. I guess it's sort of fun, like I said, when they raid the cage and maybe they don't get out in time. But other than that, I had much more fun watching Loteria Loca than with Raid the Cage. I don't think either of these are going to transform the game show business or industry or anything. But this one is okay for me. I'm going to leave Raid the Cage with a C. So there you go, a couple new game shows to check out, and you can check out all the ones on ABC. I think are back for the season. They don't do Match Game anymore. I don't know if that's Alec Baldwin related or not, but Press Your Luck is back. I think they're going to have new episodes of the Jeopardy Celebrity Tournament. I think that's been going on. So yeah, for game show lovers, this is a nice time here in prime time. But thanks so much for watching on Dan Reviews It. We'll see you next time. Bye.